it's a really quick turnaround. So, yeah, I just said it before. It's a simple game plan. Trust yourself, trust your teammates, trust what the coaches are doing, and go out there and execute.
You've been here a few years now. Why has this team had such a tough time against the Seahawks? I think they've won 7 straight now.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think just take it one game at a time. So whatever we got to do this week to beat the Seahawks this week, then not really worried about what happened the past couple of years.
Is there something they do defensively for you guys that is different than other teams you faced?
I mean, they're extremely aggressive defense. They do really well. They're well coached. They have a really good front seven, so it's going to be a challenge.
We're not trying to overcome a loss of James, like not only on the field, but he's such an emotional leader. And, how do you guys overcome that? And what do you think about the guys who will have to pick up the slack, like Trey?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big loss losing JC. He's not just a presence, but also just a great teammate, a great leader, a good friend to talk to, and always willing to be there for you. So I know he's going to be around, and but yeah, no, it sucks not having him out there. But we have a good room, and Benny, Trey, he stepped up and did really well, and I have full confidence in him and the rest of the backs in that room to go out and execute.
He's pretty explosive. Had a big run last week and then one against New Orleans. What do you like about his game when you get to watch the tape afterwards?
Yeah, I mean, he's a extremely explosive back, got a lot of top-end speed, but he's still really patient and doesn't mind, letting the holes open up. So, yeah, excited to see what he can do with a full workload.
You guys have been so productive in the run game. It's been kind of a slow start to the season. How do you guys kind of approach getting back on track there?
Just continue doing what we've been doing, man. I think just trusting that we're our technique and trusting our game plan. And, I think if you start making too many crazy adjustments right now, then it's a little early to start doing all that. So I think we just got to, keep focusing on what we can do to get better, and individual and team, and do everything that we need to do and focus on your job. So I think that's where it comes from.
When you have a Thursday night game or a Monday night game, does that give you a little more juice to a player?
Yeah, I mean, I think, of course, the whole build-up is a lot, but, once the whistle blows, man, you're just on the field like any other day. So, but obviously on prime time, the fans are out there, they're yelling, it's intense, and support's awesome. So, yeah, I mean, excited to see the fans fill out the stadium.
Q Shipley mentioned on our broadcast that the Thursday night games he always looked forward to in a way because things were simplified, maybe 160 calls are boiled down to your 80 best. Do you find that to be similar to your view on playing on a short week? Like, hey, let's get down to the nuts and bolts of it.
Yeah, I mean, run what we know we run well, and but same time as like what has been working before, and just keep playing really hard. I think that's come down to some of these Thursday night games is like who can sustain that intensity throughout the entire game. So, but we're facing an extremely tough defense, and they fly around, man. They got a lot of juice and a lot of energy, so it's going to be a great challenge.
The mind trip, though. I mean, you're on Tuesday. You're feeling Tuesday physically, then mentally you're already on to the next game.
Yeah, I mean a little bit, but just gotta get rolling, man. Yeah, we're in here now. I mean, we got meetings here in a little bit, so gotta get after it.
To follow up to that earlier question, just about getting the run game going offensively, it's been a struggle for 3 games. Has it been blocking? Has it been assignments, play calls at the wrong time? What's happened that hasn't allowed you to get that run game going?
I think it's just a little bit of everything. I think everybody just needs to do a little bit better job. I mean, me included. Everybody just got to kind of take that little extra step forward. So, yeah, just got to stick to our guns and trust your technique. And we know what we need to do, and we just need to go out and execute.
It's all about keeping the routine. Obviously, it's a shorter week, 2 games in like 5 days or something like that. It really doesn't matter. Just keep the routine, make sure full speed game day.
Have there been any messages from the vets like Calais or Buddha on how to handle the week?
Not yet. We'll probably get that today in the meetings, about that meetings in like an hour or so. So, yeah, looking forward to those guys. It's just like teaching us like Thursday night football, short week. And, yeah, we're just going to get with the routine.
So your experience from going from week 2 to week 3, obviously it was a little touch and go there, but you ended up playing, I think, all but 1 snap last week. How did it feel to get out there and be able to feel good and make it through the entire game?
It felt good. I barely felt my knee, so I feel like I'll be back 100% this game. So, yeah, what's the one play I ain't play?
I don't know. I heard someone said you played like 99%.
It has to be goal line. Yeah, goal line. Yeah, ain't me. Yeah, but all right, that's cool.
looking forward to the Seahawks division game. You know, obviously the stakes seem to be higher in those games. What do you know about the Seahawks? Obviously they have Jackson Smith and Jigba and some weapons over there.
Yeah, exactly. They got a lot of good skill players. I watched them last night. I watched the most recent game against New Orleans. I think it was, but they got number 15, Jackson, Cooper Kupp. They got a lot of guys, so you know we're always up for a challenge. So we're gonna go out there and do our job.
In the limited sample size that you've seen from them, what do they do well?
Spread the ball around, take their shots, get it. They got on New Orleans early, and then they ran the ball. I think the second half of the game, but yeah, they're gonna try to get on you early. They're gonna take their shots, just like any other team. But we're up for the challenge, like I said.
You're always emphasizing rush and cover, and your defensive front seven is generating a ton of pressure. How are you guys benefiting on the back end?
Just make things easier for us, and it's like very complimentary. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we'll help them have the quarterback choke the ball, just hold the ball in the pocket, and sometimes they'll help us. But they've been getting back there. We appreciate it on the back end for sure.
Is it weird going into a game essentially without having a full practice?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to what it's like, but it's all about taking care of your body at this level of football. So I'm pretty sure that's the aim for it. But I just hope we're ready to go full speed come Thursday night.
Is there something different in terms of making sure you're prepared for a team when you can't actually go out and put your plays out on the practice field and go through that normal week of prep?
I'll say the only thing that I'll probably mess up is like timing. You know what I'm saying? Is getting full speed looks and getting like halfway, 60% looks is different. But other than that, as long as your mind's locked in, man, that should do most of the job.
Is there any extra emphasis on communication? Because you go through training camp and preseason with two other guys, Garrett and Will, who aren't out there. Is there a little extra emphasis on that as far as having new guys out there?
Nah, I mean, we're all in the same meetings at the end of the day. We all talk the same communication, so there's no drop-off when it comes to communication. Like, I was back there with Rav this past game. That's the first time I was back there with him in a while, I believe. And communication was great, you know what I'm saying? We barely had any MAs, so pretty good with that.
The NFL.
How much more do you have to lean on the mental side with these short weeks?
A lot. I mean, the physical side ain't gonna be there all the way. You gotta make sure you're full speed come game day, but the mental side, that's the most important thing. You know what I'm saying? So it don't matter how good you're feeling. If you bust a coverage, then it's a touchdown. You know, so
This is the first NFL rivalries game that the NFL is doing. You guys get to put on the new unis. What do you guys think of those?
they straight. They got the helmets right here. Little, what do they call it? Sand dust, sand blasted. I think it is. Yeah. It's tough. I like it.
What did you see from Rabbit on that pick in that game?
Man, I forget what coverage it was. I saw him catch the ball. I was like, let me get a block. And I got the little block on, I think it was Sky Moore, allowed him to cut it back. And I was like, man, I thought he was going to take it all the way. He saw McCaffrey, and I think it was Trent Williams. He was like, no, I'm going down. So I don't blame you. So, yeah.
Appreciate your body.
Yep.
Thanks. I'm sure your body says no to this question, but does your head say you have a level of excitement to flush a tough loss and just have a short week, divisional game, move ahead, get the head out of your system right
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's all we was talking about after the game. Like, yo, we got to show up Thursday night. Like, we just let one slip away. Like, everybody has the same feeling, so we can't wait to hit the field Thursday night for sure. Extra motivation.
I don't know. I think obviously you got to look internally first, and I think we definitely left some plays out there. I thought Kyler played a really good game and gave us opportunities, and I think we had some unfortunate, error catching the football, and I don't think that's been a theme of our room since I've been here for the last 3 years, and I think it just showed up in the game, unfortunately. But as far as I understand, like, catches and stuff haven't been there, and obviously production hasn't been there. And we do have a small sample size game. We played 3 games. It's a long season. But we just got to continue to practice and prepare. And, yeah, that's really all you can do is just keep putting one foot forward. And eventually, you keep doing the right things. Hopefully it'll yield the result we want. But I definitely know that, I'm not satisfied at all having 3 catches for, 20 or whatever yards like that. Definitely hurts my soul, and it kind of keeps me awake at night, not feeling like I'm able to produce at a high enough level to help our team win games.
Mike, what's the fine line between remaining confident and then not pressing in times like this?
I think it just comes back to the work, goes back to practice, goes back to just doing the little things right. But definitely there's a correlation. Like, when you're playing well and you feel and you're getting the ball, getting catches, putting up yards, like, that does boost your confidence. And so I think now it comes back to internally when,
maybe things aren't going as well. Like, how confident are you in your ability when it's not showing up on the stat sheet? And I think that's just rooted in the work and going back and continuing to double down on your process.
With the short week, there's a lot of things that aren't great about it.
Yeah.
Is there something good about, after what you guys just kind of went through in the tough everything that happened Sunday, to be able to get right back out there?
I think the good thing about it is, because it is a short week, you get another opportunity. So it kind of forces you to flush that game and then look to improve on things that we could have done better in the game. And I think going into this game, there's a little bit of, a sour taste in our mouth from, losing a game I felt like we should have won. And so we got another opportunity to go out and compete in 2 days, and I'm excited for the opportunity.
If the run game isn't as efficient, and JG has said, need more efficiency in the run game, and you guys have had, a really good run game the last couple of years.
Yeah.
How does that trickle down into the pass game, and do you see different coverages because of it?
That's a good question. I think, obviously, the way our identity wants to be, ideally, in our offense, is our pass game is an extension of our run game. And so I definitely do feel that if we're not running the ball as efficiently as we have in the past, it is going to make some of our run actions and play actions a little bit harder. But if that's the way that it's been the last couple of weeks, like, we got to find a way to throw the ball and complete balls downfield and get open and catch the football and play fast. Like, ultimately, it's going to come down to our room, and I feel like we haven't been doing a good enough job of, like I said, getting the job done.
Whether it's because of the run game or anything else, have you sensed teams staying on top of it, playing behind you guys and preventing deep passes in a way different maybe than they were last year?
Yeah, I think, a lot of times when we come to the line, if it's a too high shell or if they're giving a shell, we're going to keep the run on. I think the teams that we've played the last 3 weeks have been predominantly in shell coverage. We haven't got a lot of single high when we're in tight splits and things of that nature, so the run's been able to stay on. We'll see how Seattle wants to play us, but I just think we just have to execute better as an offense holistically.
Well, when you go back and watch those plays, when they are in too high, it seems like a lot of time, those zone coverages, it's like there's not much for the receivers to do. It just, they're kind of, the defense is taking up the space. Like, that's how it looks to me. Like, what can you guys do, even when they're playing those coverages, to find the holes and find, like, what can the receivers actually do better when they're just kind of matching you up well with those zones?
Well, that's the thing about being a receiver, is you can only control what you can't control. And so I can't speak to what do I do when the coverage doesn't dictate me getting the ball. All I can control is running the route as fast as I can, and like I said earlier, is just when the ball is in the air, finding a way to come down with the ball. And not every play, the coverage is going to warrant you getting a target, but when you're playing in the game a lot, there's going to be a couple times during the game where Drew dials up a play and the ball's coming your way. You got to find a way to come down with it.
Mike, Kyler told us last week there's only one ball, and he said, I'd love to hold my receivers to get 10 catches a game, but that's not going to happen.
For sure.
How do you stay focused when you know the ball is not coming your way?
Well, I think I did see that, and I don't think that's, anything out of, like, the most ordinary answer that a quarterback can say, is like, because it's true. Like, sometimes you find the same thing in practice. Like, sometimes in a practice you'll get 5 targets, sometimes you'll get none. That's just the way the game goes when you play receivers. You're so dependent on so many factors for you to even get a catch. The line has to protect. The quarterback has to make the right read. The coverage that the defense is presenting has to allow you to even, be in a position to get the ball. And then the throw has to be made. Then you have to make the catch. Like, there's so many different factors and variables that go into just getting a target and then also getting a catch, that for Kyler to say that is just, it's just as true as it can get. Like, sometimes you're not going to get the ball because the defenses are doing things to take away you getting the ball, or sometimes it's just not there when when Drew dials up the play. And so I don't see an issue with it at all. And I think that's, like, A.J. Brown was one of the best receivers in the NFL. I think week 1 he had, 1 target or something like that. And so that's just the nature of football. And as a receiver in the NFL, like, we're playing, this is a professional league. You can't let that sort of dictate your energy or allow you to not play at a high level because you're not getting the ball.
Mike, as a professional player, how do you flush personally a loss like that, or like a game that you're not real happy with? How do you deal with
Yeah, it's definitely difficult. I think, like outside looking in, I think sometimes people don't sort of realize how much performance, win-losses kind of can affect how you move and operate off the field. Like everyone that's here playing in the NFL takes like a lot of, I guess, puts a lot of pressure on themselves. And so when you're not playing at a high level, like that stuff eats you up even when you go home around your family and stuff. And so the way you do it, and it's the most cliche answer, but you just go back to it's the process. And the longer that you dwell on it, the only consequence that's going to come out of it is it's just going to delay your process and affect your performance going into the next game. In the NFL, like last week we felt great coming off the Panthers win. We felt great coming off the Saints win, and then now the NFL, it's so hard to win games. One week you could be happy, the next week you could feel like the world's coming down like that. That's just the way it goes. But like I said, you just got to trust your process.
How tough has fantasy football made it for you guys?
I get some DMs here and there, but like I'm not focused on any of that. I don't think anyone really is focused on fantasy football.
The pressure, though, people are all after you. Hey, I got you on my team. I drafted you.
Yeah, I think the pressure, the biggest critic of players is themselves. And so regardless of what people are saying about my performance or people are critiquing the receiver's performances, like there's nothing that people are saying that I haven't already said to myself. If I feel like I could have made a play that I didn't make, like believe me, I'm watching that play 15, 20 times figuring out, okay, why didn't I make this play, or why did I not play well in this game? Like I said, I lose sleep over not playing well. And so we just have to play better.